Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Grace of Heaven, grand predecessors, grandmasters, grand predecessor transmitters, and all present. And today, I'm asked to do this little presentation. So I trust that everyone is, and you and your family and loved ones are safe and looking forward to the day when things return to some measure of normalcy and so we could get back to the temple. So, my name is Johnny, and I have been in the temple for quite some time. I would like to think that receiving the Tao has been the best thing I have done in my life. Why do I say that? So let me start at the beginning. So it's about 21 years ago. I sat with my teacher discussing the future. So he requested he or inquired of my future plans. He asked what I would like to do most of all. So I had two things. The first one not yet achieved, but the second one was to become a Buddhist. I didn't know anything about the Tao at the time, so my thought pattern was to become a Buddhist. However, once after this discussion, once the next day was Saturday, so my teacher and I went to a computer show, and there, as I walked up to this location, the then Aqueduct racetrack, this lady just walked up to me and asked if I would like to have a massage in her new chair. I really had a tough time the previous day of training, so I thought to myself, a massage would do me well. So I decided to have that massage. So as I sat in the chair, this lady started speaking to me about the Tao. I didn't know what she was speaking about, but I listened. And she spoke about cultivation, Dharma, harmony, tranquility, benevolence, Buddha nature, and God. So she was able to capture my attention and interest. So the next day was Sunday. I could not attend the temple as she invited me. So because I had to conduct a seminar. The following Sunday, I was at the temple. At that time, the temple was at the back of the restaurant, in the same location, but the restaurant was there. It was back of the restaurant. So I received this Tao blessing. I did not know what I received, but it sure felt good to me, and I felt a little different. After 21 years, I still feel the same way I felt back then about the Tao as I am today. So,
Johnny, you need to be louder, please.
okay. My phone is on full volume here. Okay. So, I wanted to have a kind of peace that the Buddha's monk dispelled. As I discovered the Tao and started cultivating, my quest was and is to achieve my purpose and fulfill the same purpose in my life mission. As I learned and listened to the more experienced members, it became clearer and clearer that cultivation requires a consciousness of mind and body, controlled thought and action to achieve positive and sincere state of being. So, as a Dawkin, I believe I will complete my life's mission through cultivation. The hope is that the arising and clear path when I can experience my Buddha nature, the Buddha's light and guided by heaven's grace. I generally believe in the Tao. I believe Tao is true. I believe Tao is real. I have had many personal experiences that I can chalk up to the fact that all of us Tao do have angels guiding us. Through this trial time under the lockdown, social distancing and requirements for masks and gloves when one goes outside, through all of this, I miss my dentist appointment. I miss my ophthalmologist appointment, which I really need so much because my current glasses is just not working unless the prints are very large. I'm unable to read small print because my glasses is just not working. As this issue become clear, I further realize how good the Tao is. Though I said nothing at all of a sudden I received some text messages with 3 recording of Buddha Rescue Sutra, one after the other. Gene, I thank you because this, by even though I don't know what the words mean and I'm not pronouncing the words correctly, I believe, still it makes me feel a lot better just doing these 3, reciting these 3 sutras. So again, Gene, thank you very much. So I personally, again, remain positive and assured that all this will pass, and I look forward with enthusiasm to the reopening of the temple. So, and to all the fathers that are present today, our all over, all our Doken Dada fathers, I would like to wish you all a happy Father's Day. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Johnny. Yeah, Johnny's, yeah, like he said, he's been with us for a long time. And then he's also, martial arts expert. So, okay. All right. So, lecture Shi.
Okay. Oh, good afternoon, everybody. Yeah. I'd like to thank the grace of heaven, virtues of masters, grand predecessor, kindness of transmitters, and all of you for giving me the chance to share the monk of Guangqing. Okay, Guangqing. He was from 1892 to 1986, and he was born in Fujian, China. His family was very poor, so at age 4, he was sold to the Lai family, and the family wasn't wealthy too. They plant a lot of fruit, just enough for living, right? And he came to Taiwan in 1947. He became a monk at the age of 27. He did not think he deserved to get people's support. Therefore, he drew a cave in the mountains where he can practice meditation alone for 13 years. Okay, and he cultivated in a very hard way, but he cultivated very well, and even the tiger listened to him and brought the food to him. All right, so you picture that. What happens if we see the tiger? I will run as fast as I can. Right? I don't think the tiger will listen to me. He never lay down to sleep, okay? Because he did not think he deserved for a bed, okay? He had a tough life. And he always sit up and doing the meditation during his sleep. Even he came back to temple, he did not accept a bed or a room. So he always sit in the great hall in the temple and meditated every night. Okay. One day, 2 members in charge of the temple announced to all the monks, say the money in the merit box in the great hall was stolen. And the merit box money is the main income for the temple, and it never got stolen before. Even when there's nobody there at night before, okay, so never got stolen. So for sure, everybody was suspicious. He took the money, okay, he did it. Otherwise, he should have seen who did it. Since then, everybody, even the visitor, looked down on him, right? So everybody was so disappointed that he cultivated in the cave for 13 years. and he became a thief. That is very shameful. Okay, so that tough situation, for example, if in the temple, somebody accused us did a bad thing, what is our reaction? Are we going to be very upset? So his reaction is he did not say even a word. Okay, he did not explain anything or argue. All right. So after a week later, the senior person again announced to all the monks, say the money wasn't stolen. It's just a test to see if the Guangxi monk, how well he cultivated in the cave for 13 years. And it proves he has real Kung Fu, okay? So what kind of Kung Fu he had? He did not have, first one, he did not have the form of ego. And he did not have 3 minds. He did not have 4 images. So those 3 items, lecture Kai already explained before, okay? So since he cultivates so well, and you can see when he cremated that he got a lot of real licks,
relics.
right?
Yeah, relics.
See?
舍利子.
Yeah, 30s. And he was the most respectful monk in Taiwan in this history. So he cultivated so well. So 1986, when he passed away, where do you think he go? 3 places he can go. First one, right? Permanent heaven. Second, temporary heaven. Third one, most people go, the hell. So where did he go? Okay. So I put the partial visitation here. Okay. He said, although I cultivated in a very hard way, because he emphasized for not me, not the Buddha nature. He did not cultivate in the Buddha nature way. So it's very difficult to be liberated from the cycle of birth and death without an enlightened master to open his gate. In other words, to receive Tao. All right?
Well,
I thought he could be eligible.
Okay, so when he no longer had his physical body, only then he really wake up and realized that the only place he can go is temporary heaven. Okay? He did not have enough merit and virtues. So he stayed in the temporary heaven. So after cultivating 100 days in the temporary heaven, and he bowed to great sages, Buddhas, to give him the guidance. And they suggest he forward the request to God and beg Jigong living Buddha. So at the right time, he became enlightened and received Tao. And he was able to go back to permanent heaven and break the reincarnation cycle. So it's very clear to us, that Tao is very precious. And, you can see the Tao and religions is totally different. Even he cultivates so well in he's a Buddhist, but at the end, he went to temporary heaven. Okay, so how lucky we are, right? So religion is very important because all of us was no matter you're Christian or Buddhism, the religions, we got to cultivate at least 3 lives and did a lot of good deed. All right, build a lot of good merits. Okay, so this life we can receive Tao. So we got to work very, very hard. So we have to make a wish. We can become a Buddha. All right. So how to become a Buddha? Teacher already asked lecture Liu, this Ohari teacher our holy teacher Jigong invite him to give us the lesson. And this lesson is include a lot of sutras. That's the way how in the past, how they become a Buddha. Okay, so it's very, very important. So lecture Kai's holy teacher asked lecture Kai to translate this important class to English. So thank you, lecture Kai. We have the English version, so we got to work very hard to become a Buddha. So not only benefit us, and also we have to help other people to become Buddha too. And teacher give us the homework. We have to at least listen 1 hour every day for the Buddha nature class, and do the homework. Not raise even a single thought for an hour. Okay, at least, and also at least half an hour the scriptures. We have to read. We have to study the scriptures. Okay, so right now I just share most very important information. So hopefully we all can become a Buddha in future eventually. So we help each other. Okay, we encourage and help each other. All right. So, okay, if I say anything incorrectly, I ask for heaven's forgiveness, and for transmitters and all of you to correct me. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you, Lecturer Shi. I have a question for you. Okay, obviously, yeah, Lecturer Shi's been cultivating for a long time, and she's been through a lot with the cultivation, a lot of experiences. Okay, actually the question is, who are, like a Buddha or a saint, who gives you like the most inspiration to want to cultivate or to pursue this, this path?
Oh, I think all the saints, they are so kind. When I study all the scriptures, even 8 years ago, the logistic saints told me, how to cultivate. And I feel so shameful because 8 years later, I opened the scripture and said, what? 8 years ago, he told me something like this? I did not even achieve that level. All right, even Lady Buddha, last time she came, she told me I got to cultivate, whatever I know, all the knowledge, I have to do it. So do it is most important thing. And also, all of them helped me, even a holy teacher, I had a car accident 20 years ago. My neck couldn't support my head. And our holy teacher was so kind. He helped me, and gradually, every time I go to temple, I was getting, better and better. Right now, you can see I can walk around and running around, but before I couldn't. All right.
I think your audio stopped.
Cut off?
I don't know.
I was, huh?
Yeah, you were cut off before.
你被 dropped. 你被 dropped.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. The technology should be very good, right? The computer, I don't know what happened.
Okay, so okay, all right, thank you. So, all right, who's next? Is there someone else?
Almost 3 o'clock.
Maybe just one more person. So only have a few minutes.
Hi, I'm Christine Lin. Just a little background. I received Tao in 1994. I'm 28. I'm the daughter of Lecturer Lin and Transmitter Lin and Lecturer Shi. I live in Texas now, and I used to go to the temple in New York every week. So thank you, transmitters and lecturers and everyone, for giving me the chance to share my experience today. To be honest, I've been kind of struggling and having a bit of a hard time lately because it's just so easy to be consumed by the chaos and the suffering that's been going on in the world, especially like lately with the pandemic and the protests and all the racial attacks. So my heart's really been kind of hurting seeing all the evils and negativity that's being spread. But the one guiding light that's been getting me through this tough time is really the Tao, because I have to have belief and faith that the Tao and everything that happens is for a reason, and that the things that seem unjust and unfair in this world is governed by God and the Buddhas. You know, without karma to believe in, you know, it's just easy to make ourselves crazy about worrying about everything and all the unfairness in the world. So I can really see how easy it is to give into and be consumed by the negativity and depression in the world. And, you know, even when it wasn't the craziness of the world, I often think to myself, you know, is this it? Is this all life is? Wake up, go to work, eat, sleep, and repeat until one day I leave this earth. So some days it can be a real struggle for myself to motivate myself to get through the day. But it's those days that are the hardest that I turn to the Tao and lean on it the most. And what I like to do is read a scripture or a passage from the Buddha. And it reminds me what we were put on this earth to do, not just to make money and to survive, but really we're here to help others and to spread this kindness and positivity that's lacking in the world, and to share this Tao with many, many others. So even though things often seem wrong or unfair in our lives and in what everything we see, it's, you know, because we are not able to see this bigger picture and see beyond this physical world that the way the Buddhas can. So to them, this lifetime is just a moment in time for us. So I constantly need to remind myself that this time on earth is temporary, and the most important thing I can do is cherish this time with my parents and with my loved ones, because it won't last forever. So the Tao really shows me how fortunate we are, and just to have the ability to receive this Tao blessing. Without it, I really don't know where I would be. And personally, I think cultivating Tao in our daily lives is both easy and difficult. But I like to think of it as a spectrum, or like a staircase, where each step forward is progress. So some days maybe we can take a bigger step, like switching to a plant-based diet, or maybe we help at temple or donate or something. And other days we maybe take a smaller step, where we just try to change one bad habit we might have, or, you know, read one scripture passage, or maybe we just, you know, smile at someone we see, spread that kindness. So as long as we keep moving forward, that is cultivation. So all we can do is just try our best to cultivate ourselves and be the best version of ourselves we can be. And I just want to conclude with the final thought. If you are ever finding yourself struggling, or even when you aren't, the Tao is always there to lift you up, and the Buddhas are always by your side cheering you on. And whenever you need a reminder, just look to all the Tao members around us, and even just on this call, you know, we're all rooting for each other like family. So thank you guys for letting me share. I just want to say how grateful I am to have each of you on this path with me. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Christine. Yeah, it's, well, just remember that when we are, seems like all hope is lost, or when things are really bad, hey, the Buddhas are with us. And, you know, I use the image, or there's that poem about the footprints in the sand, right? Where there's two. Well, no, it's actually, well, it is Christian, but yeah. You know, when things are bad, there's only one set of footprints, and it's actually, you know, the Buddhas or Jesus who's carrying us during that time. So it's our faith. We have to have that faith to kind of carry us along. So that's very important. Okay. So yeah, the other thing I want to say is that, you know, it's very, you know, I see, like Christine, it's, you know, young person. We have other younger people too, who are, you know, in this Tao, and I really, you know, could see that there are young people who really who believe in it, you know, have this faith, and are willing to essentially, you know, make some sacrifices in their lives to cultivate. to pursue this ultimate goal of, we want to become a Buddha, basically. So that's gives me hope. There's hope. So that's very good. I like that. All right. So I think today we basically have time only for this.